Nearly all of you have heard of the deadly rampages that have resulted because of gun violence. Let's take a look at the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting that occurred in Newtown, Connecticut. Can you imagine being an innocent 5 or 6-year-old and having your life taken from you because a young, mentally disturbed teenager got a hold of his mother's artillery? Can you imagine how the parents of these children felt? How could this have occurred? Because after we've had so many deadly rampages that had occurred before it, including the Virginia Tech shooting and the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shooting. As people that should be unable to obtain guns still obtain them, it is a call to action against our gun violence and the need for stricter gun control, and these problems become ever more evident. As far too many innocent people are affected by the inappropriate use of these guns, the United States of America should create stricter gun control by increasing the depth of background checks that occur to help screen potential gun buyers or users. Throughout my persuasive speech, I will be addressing 2 main points. First, I will be addressing the problems that are currently in our gun control system, including the ineffective background checks and the inability of Congress to act. Second, I will be addressing the solutions that would help to create stricter gun control, including federally mandated background checks and the call to action of us to use our voice and promote our congressmen to help bring stricter gun control to the forefront. What seems to be the problems with our current gun control system? As thousands of individuals still obtain access from the guns that should not have access to them, serious problems in our federal gun control system become ever more present. One of the gravest elements of our gun control system that is ineffective currently is the background checks that are currently employed to screen potential gun buyers. The background checks that are employed by the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, quote, weed out would-be gun buyers with criminal records or histories of mental health problems. As noted by the article, current background checks stop very few firearm purchases. Statistically speaking, these background checks further inhibit our broken system, as shown by the recent published study done by the Johns Hopkins Center for Gun Policy and Research. The study summary, titled Strongest Evidence We Have That the Background Checks Really Matter, a new study makes the case for gun control, for example, found that the murder rate in Missouri jumped 16%, an additional 55 to 63 murders a year after the repeal of a 2007 state law that required anyone purchasing a handgun to obtain a permit showing they had passed a background check. In addition to the faulty background checks, the inability of Congress to work together to amend the current gun control system that kills many of their constituents whom they are representing makes this system even more ineffective. Unsurprisingly, nearly just as every legislative material that goes through our law process, the Senate in April failed to pass a bipartisan bill to tighten background checks for gun purchases. As noted by the article, support drops for stricter gun control laws. The inability to compromise in Washington, D.C. has detrimentally affected many individuals who have been hurt by gun violence, including several small-scale shootings that happen nearly daily. Now that you are aware of the 2 main problems with our gun control system, here are 2 solutions that would help to create stricter gun control and limit the amount of deaths that occur because of gun violence. First, one of the fastest and easiest ways to create stricter gun control would be to create a federally mandated background check that would need to be implemented at not only public gun dealers, but also at private dealers who are not always required to perform background checks. Australia, a country previously occupied by gun violence, like here in the United States, implementing many legislative pieces that altered their system and dramatically decreased the amount of gun violence and deaths that occurred because of gun violence. More importantly, Australia expanded their background check system, meaning they could not buy a gun over the internet or at a garage sale. As noted by Peters in the article, When Will the U.S. Learn from Australia? Stricter gun control laws save lives. Many Americans currently go around the background check system by purchasing their guns through these venues. As a result of Australia's action toward stricter gun control, quote, gun deaths there have dropped by 2/3, also noted by Peters in his article. States with the highest, quote, states with the highest number of gun laws have the lowest rate of gun deaths due to homicides and suicides. As noted by Coates and McCreary, quote, further optimizing the decreased rates that would result if these gun laws that individual states are implementing are implemented at the federal level. Taken from the article, states with strictest firearm laws have lowest rates of gun deaths. Boston Children's Hospital study finds. The second solution that would help to decrease gun violence rates and increase gun control rates would be to raise your voice and prompt your congressman or congresswoman to act and support the stricter gun control legislative pieces that have been proposed. One of the greatest aspects of being a part of the United States of America is our freedom of speech. President Obama's proposed legislation was not acted upon Congress, but that doesn't mean that it's totally obliterated. By using your voice, you can demand action by Congress and demand that the proposal be reintroduced, as noted by what's in Obama's gun control proposal in the New York Times. The need for stricter gun control is not an easy battle, but with significant effort, it can happen. Today, I first was able to let you know about the current problems that exist with our current gun control system. Second, I was able to propose to you 2 solutions that would help to amend this gun control system and create stricter laws that would limit the amount of deaths that result because of gun violence. Gun control is not an easy problem, and it is not a problem to take lightly because thousands of individuals are affected by gun violence nearly every day. Stricter gun control would protect the lives of all of us, and create a safe and secure homeland for every one of us.